Exploring your consumer rights. Who is a consumer? A person who has indicated his or her willingness to obtain goods and services from a supplier with the intention of paying for them is a consumer. It's also someone who has purchased goods and services for personal consumption, or a person or group of people such as household who are the final users of product or service. Duties of consumers: buying quality products at reasonable price, to check the weights and measures before making purchase, reading the label carefully, and to procure the bill, cash receipt, warranty, and etc. And shopping carefully and wisely, and understanding the terms of sale, and lastly, reading the following instructions.
which is, if it is defective, can cause a serious accident. The manufacturers of the safety valve have to ensure the high quality. The purchase of goods and services availed of should not only met their immediate needs but also fulfill the long term interests before purchasing. Consumers should insist on the quality of the product as well as the guarantee of the products and services. They should preferable purchase quality mark products such as ISI. Right to seek redressal. Consumers have the right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices and unscrupulous exploitation. It also includes right to fair settlement of the genuine grievance of the consumers. Consumers must make complaint for their genuine grievance. Many at times their complaint may be of small value. Its impact on the society as whole may be very large. They can also take help consumers organizations in seeking redressal of their grievance. When consumers can claim compensation for damage caused by any product or service, he or she can file a case in the consumer's courts against the shopkeepers or manufacturers. Next is the right to consumer education. The right to acquire the knowledge and skills to be an informed consumer throughout life. Ignorance of the consumers, particularly of rural consumers, is mainly responsible for their exploitation. They should know the rights and must exercise them. The government or the other organizations make attempts to educate citizens about various aspects of consumers' welfare. Only in the real consumers' protections can be achieved with success. Why consumer education is important? Um, it provides the persons with a basic knowledge to handle consumers' products problem. He or she become a discriminating buyer by taking rational technologies developing have flooded by the market with variety of the products, goods, and services. It is therefore important that a person possess basic knowledge and skills to judge the product. Schools children are mostly dependent on their parents. It is therefore important they make the best use of their pocket money. More to know. While buying many commodities, on the cover or you might have seen a logo which letter ISI, AgMark, or Hallmark. These logos are certain help consumers get assured the quality while purchasing the goods and services. The organizations that monitor and issues these certificates allowed produce to use their logos provided. Should Where should consumer to get justice? Um, Consumers have the right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices and exploitations in the consumer's court. My next topic is identifying your consumer's responsibility. Is the consumer an individual who buys product or services for personal use who can make decision whether or not purchase an item at the stores? Second is the consumers is someone who can be influenced by market and advertisement. For example, anytime someone goes to a store and purchase a toy, shares, beverages, or anything else, and so on. Teenagers have become the gatekeepers to modern trends with the internet and social media. Teenagers have more access to that information than ever before. History. On March 15, 1962, U.S. President John Kennedy put from the Consumers' Bill of Rights to help consumers understand the right and responsibility. In 1885, six consumers' rights have were adopted by United Nations, a symbol which resulted in consumers having a stronger consumers protection policies worldwide. Worldwide, March 15 is now declared as a World Consumers' Right Day. The basic rights of the consumers: the right to choose, the right to safety, the right to be informed, the right to be heard, the right to consumer education, right to healthy environment. First, right to choose. Right to choose. The consumer has the right to choose from variety and various products at a competitive prices, which an assurance of satisfactory. According to this right, the consumers have the right to get information about the quality in quantity, purity, standard, and prices of goods or service, so as the protection himself against the abusive and unfair practices quality. Second is the right to safety. Consumers' right to protect against the marketing of goods of the provisions of services that are hazardous to health and life. Example, while buying cosmetic soaps, shampoos, it is the right to consumers to ask about information from the shopkeepers like soap according to skin type or a foundation suitable for complexion or not. Right to be informed. Um, the consumer should be protected against dishonest, misleading advertising or labeling, and it's the right to be fact and information needed to make an informed choice. Choice is the right to be given true fact and information about products so we can make wise choose. Third is the right to be heard. Right to express consumers' interest in making of the government policies. Sometimes the companies who are their high status commit mistakes like manufacturing shampoos, soaps. We must have to inform them about their negative points towards their product. Um, Fourth is the right to consumers' education. Right to consumers' education is the right to acquire knowledge and skills necessarily to be informed consumers. Example, consumer education will help us to know and develop critical thinking and decision-making ability. Next is right to healthy environment. The right to live and work in environments which is neither threatening or dangerous and which permits a life, dignity, and well-being. For example, it means the right to a physical environment that will enhance the quality of life.